2020 CB 80, Lindsay Wilson versus Lucas Wilson.
I represent Mr. Wilson in this case. We had filed a motion with respect to some holiday visitation and a special visitation in October regarding a soccer match. And Mr. Marcus Knowles has represented Ms. Wilson throughout the pendency of this case, but he contacted my office, I think Friday, to say that he does not represent Ms. Wilson anymore. That she may have hired a new attorney. So I don't know those details, but we're here and ready to proceed with our motion.
Ms. Wilson, there's no order that I see allowing Mr. Knowles to withdraw as your attorney of record. You're no longer representing you for some reason?
Right, I'm trying to find a new lawyer. I didn't think I'd need one anytime soon, and I've set up 2 appointments with different ones to see about hiring.
The last order that went down was from June of this year. And in that particular case, Mr. Knowles signed off on it.
Yes, sir.
And I have no indication that Mr. Knowles has withdrawn from this case. So by the ethical consideration, Mr. Knowles will have to file a motion to withdraw from this case, Mr. Sanders, in order for me to be able to hear this case without him being involved. So I'm going to pass this case and let you two try to see if you can contact Mr. Knowles to explain to him that our records show he is the attorney of record. So unless he has filed a motion to withdraw that's not been entered on the record, he is the attorney of record for you. And I understand you may be wanting to change, or he may want to be wanting to withdraw, but he hasn't followed the proper procedure in order to do that. You can't just sign off on a case and be the active lawyer and then just one day tell your client, well, I'm not your lawyer anymore.
Well, I told him I no longer wanted his services, and I wasn't aware of this.
Then he needs to file a motion to withdraw that will allow this court to then discharge him as your attorney. And because an attorney's obligation is both to their client and also to the court, because they have to let the court know if they're representing someone or not. And that's the reason that it's important for Mr. Knowles, if he's no longer representing you because you requested him to withdraw, then you can do that. But I'm not going to extend this motion for a very, very long period of time. It seems to me that you can either get with Mr. Knowles or come back on a chancery day. Next chancery day we have is that Turnbull versus Moore. You show the 22nd. October. When's your next chancery day? November the 3rd. That'll be well in advance of the holidays.
I'm available that day, Your Honor.
Excuse me, what time is it? 9 o'clock on November the 3rd. So make sure you get, if Mr. Knowles will get this situation squared away and then go from there.
Your Honor, the only issue that presents a problem for is Mr. Wilson purchased some soccer tickets for a Nashville Soccer Club match. I think one of their kids' favorite players is coming to town.
Messi.
Yeah, to play.
Leonard Messi.
Lionel. Is that his first name?
Lionel Messi.
Lionel. Lionel here, Lionel there.
Humphreys County might call him Leonard.
But
I'm familiar with the individual.
Mr. Wilson purchased soccer tickets, which I think were pretty pricey tickets. And his sister-in-law is planning to go, and she's taking her son. And he would like to take the party's oldest son on that trip. She's not, the 2 approved supervisors at this point are his mother or his father. His sister-in-law is not on that list. Miss Courtney Wilson is her name. However, the oldest son has spent time at her home with the permission of Miss Wilson. So this is his normal day to visit with his children. So it's not a special day that he'd be asking for. The exception to the rule would be that we're asking that he be allowed to go and that his sister-in-law be permitted to be there during that visit in lieu of his mother and father so they can attend this soccer match in Nashville.
Well, I'm going to pass this case on the docket. I'm not going to make an arbitrary ruling without giving both sides an opportunity to be heard, but I'll pass it. You two can talk, see whether or not you can come up with an agreement. If not, you need to call Mr. Knowles and see what his position is, and then I'll come back to you later in the day and we may rule on that.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, on that case, I had reached out to Mr. Knowles because I knew he was out of town, and he did respond back stating that he understood that she had retained new counsel and that person was going to be here.
Mr. Knowles also called, he did call me back just a few minutes ago too. I had a conversation with him, Miss Wilson, present. He said, yes, she told me she didn't want me to be her lawyer anymore. So.
Then we'll hold Mr. Knowles as having been discharged as an attorney for Ms. Wilson. She's requested time to have a different lawyer. The only matter that I will consider this afternoon will be the question of whether or not to allow this visit to the one visit to the national soccer
match.
And when is that supposed to take place?
18th.
October the 18th. I think Ms. Roberts may be attending as well. She knows more about it than me. But yeah, it's October the 18th.
October the 18th. All right. If you want to put on your proof then about what you're asking and what the reasons are,
yes, sir.
And I'll allow her to be heard, and then I'll make a decision.
Call Mr. Russell to stand.
Come up, please. And I ask you to raise your right hand and place on the Lord.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall now give in this case be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes. Mr. Wilson, would you please state your legal name for the court?
Lucas Nathaniel Wilson.
And Mr. Wilson, in broad strokes, what is your current visitation schedule with your children with Miss Lindsay Wilson?
So it's supervised time at my parents' house, 1 week, Wednesday night to Thursday at 6, and then the same week, the weekend before, is Friday at 6 until Monday at 6.
Okay. And with the restriction that your parents supervise that visit, is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
And that is due to a pending criminal matter.
Correct.
That you have.
Correct.
And that case is set in January, I believe.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, we filed this motion with respect to certain additional visitation, and we'll deal with others later. But specifically, is there a soccer match that you would like to attend with your son?
Correct, on October 18th.
Okay. And is that in Nashville?
It is.
And where will that match be held?
Geodis Stadium.
Okay. And is this a special soccer match? Is there a reason why you saw this particular match?
Yeah, of course. This is one of the greatest plays of all time, and my son is a huge soccer fan, so it was a very awesome gift for him to get on his birthday.
Okay. And you have 2 tickets?
I've got 2, and my sister-in-law has 2, yes.
Okay. And you're asking the court today to allow your sister-in-law to be the substitute supervisor.
Correct.
For this particular visit only.
Yes, correct.
Now, who is your sister-in-law?
Courtney Wilson.
And what is explain the relationship to the court between yourself and Miss Wilson?
She's my sister-in-law, been in the family for many years.
Married to your brother?
Married to my brother, 20+ years, I believe, so
And does your brother and Miss Wilson, do they have children?
they do.
Okay. And is she planning to go to the match with her son?
Yeah, she's going with her son, who is on my son's soccer team. They played for several years now.
And how old is your son that you're wanting to take?
13.
And your nephew, your son's first cousin?
Sure, he's 13, about to be 14.
Okay. It's probably an obvious question, but does your son know his Aunt Courtney Wilson?
Very well. He's stayed at her house 3 times in the last 8 to 10 months, probably.
This October the 18th soccer match, does it fall in what would be otherwise your allotted parenting time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What day of the week is that? Do you know off the top of your head?
It's going to be on Sunday.
On Sunday. And that would be the weekend that you would have them through Monday already?
Correct. Yes.
And logistically, what would that visit, what would it look like from start to finish on the soccer match?
Sure. So my sister-in-law would come to my parents' house, pick us up. We'd ride together there. We've got 4 tickets that are seated right beside each other. Essentially a 5, 6, 7, 8 seating arrangement in whatever section we are. I'd have to look at the tickets, and then we would obviously attend the game and then ride back together.
And does your ex-wife, Miss Wilson, does she know your sister-in-law, Courtney Wilson?
She does, yes.
Okay. And has your son gone over and spent time at Miss Courtney Wilson's house while he was with his mother, your ex-wife?
Yes, and her son has gone to her house as well. I mean, they're best friends.
Okay. And again, this is a one-off situation. You're not asking to change anything
Correct.
moving forward permanently. This is just for this one event
Yes.
to allow Miss Courtney Wilson to be there. And have you talked with Miss Courtney Wilson about the possibility of this?
Yes.
And is she open to doing that?
Yeah.
Doing that
absolutely.
if allowed? Okay,
That's correct.
that's all, Your Honor.
Ms. Wilson, you have the right to ask questions since presently you're representing yourself. Do you want to ask any questions?
I don't have any questions. Am I allowed to just speak?
Yes, as soon as they're,
Okay.
when your opportunity
I don't have
arises. You'll take the witness stand and testify.
No, sir, I don't have questions.
Further step down. Mr. Sanders, you have anything else?
No further proof, Your Honor.
No. Ms. Wilson, now if you wish to testify, you can come forward.
Here or here?
So raise your right hand and you place on the left.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you shall now give in this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Oh, Ms. Wilson will be glad to hear whatever.
Yeah, Luke texted me about the soccer game and I told him that's your scheduled weekend, but your parents are your supervised visits, so that's on you. I don't want Henry to miss the game, but I felt like that was a no-win situation for me to say, sure, somebody else can, when you had just ordered that his parents are his supervision. And so I felt like that was a call he needed to make.
Mr. Sanders, you have any questions?
You were aware that I emailed Mr. Knowles asking if we could come to an agreement as to this matter? You weren't aware that I had emailed Mr. Knowles?
I don't know if there's really any other questions for me to ask. This falls to me to make this decision, and I'm going to authorize his sister-in-law to be the supervisor for this one visit. And we won't change anything else except that he'll be allowed to be picked up by her to travel with your son to the game. I'm like you, I don't want your son to miss out on such an opportunity. Apparently they've got a good team because they just won the championship from what I saw. And we'll let that take place as a specialized visit between him and his son, supervised by the sister-in-law, and that'll be Mr. Sanders put it a one-off. It'll be the only time. Other than that, the remaining time will be supervised by his parents. All right, and that will be the judgment of the court. Mr. Sanders, I would suggest that you draw an order and give it to me for my signature so that there's something of record before that 18th. Okay?
And that date was November, we continued the rest of the hearing. Was that November the second or what date was that?
The second or third.
November 3rd and November 17th.
I think that we reset the remaining issues until the 3rd of November.
Right. Well, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, you're correct.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Concludes our business for today and adjourn.
In this heartwarming custody courtroom moment, a divorced father named Lucas Wilson walks in with one simple but deeply meaningful request: to take his 13-year-old son to watch football legend Lionel Messi play live in Nashville on October 18th, a birthday gift that any young soccer fan would treasure for a lifetime. The case hits an immediate legal speed bump when it turns out that his ex-wife, Lindsay Wilson's attorney, Mr. Knowles, never formally filed a motion to withdraw from the case, meaning he is still technically the attorney of record, even though his client had already dismissed him and was desperately trying to hire new representation. Judge Simpson handles this procedural mess with calm efficiency, quickly calling Mr. Knowles directly during the session, confirming that his client had indeed discharged him, and officially releasing him from the case before moving forward with the real matter at hand. The core issue is that Lucas Wilson's visitation is currently supervised and restricted to his parents only due to a pending criminal matter. But his sister-in-law, Courtney Wilson, a woman who has been married to his brother for over 20 years, whose son is his son's best friend and soccer teammate, and at whose house the boy has already stayed multiple times with his mother's full knowledge and permission, wants to take both boys to the match together since she also has 2 tickets. Lucas explains clearly and honestly that this is a one-time request for this single special visit only, that all 4 tickets are seated right next to each other, and that his ex-wife herself confirmed she did not want their son to miss the game, but felt it was not her decision to make. Lindsay Wilson takes the stand herself and honestly admits she told Lucas it was his supervised weekend, and therefore his call, confirming she had no objection to her son attending. Judge Simpson listens to every detail carefully, and without hesitation delivers a beautifully human decision. He authorizes Courtney Wilson as the substitute supervisor for this one special visit, declaring warmly that just like the parents, he too does not want this young boy to miss out on the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity of watching one of the greatest soccer players of all time play live. Before noting with a smile that Messi's team apparently just won the championship too.